Hey guys, I'm really happy with my hair transplants, but I do have one regret, and I've talked about this in a couple of videos, and that is that when I was younger and I started going bald, that I didn't do something about that balding sooner, because I think it would have been really beneficial to my career. And one thought that I've always had is that I really should have tried some kind of a hair system before I ever had a hair transplant. I feel like maybe it would have been a good idea because I could have tried something and even seen what I looked like with hair, since it had been many years since I had hair and hadn't shaved my head. So today I have with me Tom Magliaro. Tom has been wearing a hair system for 52 years?
52 years.
And he has run the top hair replacement clinic in Houston for 45 years. So I thought, who better to update us on hair systems than Tom? So Tom, tell us about hair systems in 2019. What is the latest, greatest that we have to deal with if somebody wanted to try a hair system?
The latest and greatest is what I have right now. It's a very thin membrane, sort of along the lines of a contact lens, a soft contact lens, and the hair is human hair, injected one strand at a time into the membrane. Then the membrane itself is positioned over the top of the head and held on with a medical solution that keeps it in place. So you can shower, swim, shampoo, treat it much the same as your own existing hair, and come back to our salon every 3 weeks where we will cut your own growth hair, and at that point remove the lens, discard it, and put a new lens on. So it's disposable hair replacement.
Yeah, I saw Tom earlier for the first time, and I could not, like, looking at you right now, there's absolutely no way that I could guess that you had anything other than just your real hair on your head.
Thank you. That's a reaction that I get.
Like, there's absolutely nothing. Like, there's no way to tell. It's absolutely impossible.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I think in our industry, good work goes unnoticed. We only see poor work, and they're blatant, and we see it all the time. But we work with clients that are in all aspects of life, whether it's sports, news, politics, or just everyday people. And no one can determine whether or not it's their own growth hair or not, because it's not even a visual question.
Yeah, there's no question whatsoever. Yeah.
So
that's crazy. So what would you say, what was like the latest thing between 2019, here we are, the hair system you're wearing? What's the last major update to the hair system game?
I think the latest update that made this so special is the idea that in the past the membrane was fuller, thicker, and we're dealing with something now that weighs approximately 1/8 of an ounce. And then we'll put a few ounces of hair, and all the hair to which we add is all done one hair at a time. So it's all done much the same as your own hair would be had your own growth hair.
Yeah, one hair at a time is actually even smaller than your average hair follicle, right?
Yeah, it is. We have scalp evaluations when people come in for consultations, and we have a machine that we put on to show the normal growth pattern of hair to determine whether or not they have active follicles and what might be the best approach for them. And if I took that machine and put it on top of my hair, it would duplicate it 100%. You would never know the difference.
Wow, that's really incredible.
So it's incredible from the standpoint of looking good, feeling good, easy to comb, direct, brush. You can change your style, much the same as your own hair. I am not saying that anything is as good as your own growth hair, unless it is your growth hair, but I'm saying this is as close as humanly possible to what you would like to have as your own growth hair.
So Tom, if in 2019 hair systems are at the level that I'm seeing that they currently are, where they're completely undetectable. I mean, I'm looking at your beard here, your hair, like it's all perfectly matched up. And
thank you.
Why would anyone have a bad hair system? You said that you do occasionally see people that have, that they obviously are wearing a hair system. Why would that possibly be if technology is at the point where you can do this?
Well, thank you. I think in large part, we try to deal with people's expectation. And when people come in initially, there's one or two concerns. One is the transition. I'm going from very little hair or no hair to a respectable covering. So we handle that in a way called progressive hair replacement, where we will put a little bit of hair onto the lens and then over a period of time add additional hair. So it takes about a full year or several of the disposable hair grafts to complete the project. So number one, it's always better to understate. Too much hair is a giveaway in most cases. I think also the artisan part of where does the hairline begin. A lot of times people remember what they did have in the way of a hairline, which was generally a fairly low hairline. But as we age, it's more appropriate to have some recession, some thinning, so you could see through. It adds more credibility. And don't be afraid to blend hair. In other words, no one has one color. Everything should be tri-blended, whether it appears to be a brown. There's several kinds of hues to the brown. If you have gray, don't be afraid of gray. Add the gray. So I think less is best, and go with a style that is compatible with your own age.
Okay, gotcha. So that's one of the biggest giveaways.
I think so.
The non-compatibility of age. Gotcha. And is anyone using hair systems that aren't the kind that you guys use? So you talked about with the contact lens type. I mean, why would anybody use anything else?
Well, I think that there are two factors. One is this is a special training that you go through to be able to handle the disposable hair. It's a little different than the norm that we have used over the decades of hair replacement. So it's a specialized approach. Number two, in many cases, people are afraid if they were to introduce several systems a year that the cost and maintenance involved to the clinic as well as to the patient or the client would be horrendous. But it's really not. The difference in money is not that big a difference to get a quality situation.
When you say several systems per year, what do you mean introduce several systems per year versus not?
So traditional hair replacement would probably have 2 or 3 hair systems in the period of a year, because over a period of time there is some shedding, some color loss, and the hair itself has no natural nourishing. All the nourishing comes in from topical approaches like conditioners. So 2 or 3 systems a year would be a traditional hair replacement program. With disposable hair, we can go anywhere from 6 to 12 hair grafts a year, because we're going to wear it, and the thinner the membrane, the quicker it will
wear out.
It will wear out.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but in the big picture, the money difference is really not that big a difference. The service requirement is, because you'll be in here every 2 or 3 weeks to have a new lens put on, as opposed to maybe every 5 or 6 weeks to have a traditional approach.
And how long does it normally take to do a servicing or to have the new lens put on?
Our servicing is an hour. Period.
Okay, wow.
It's like a haircut. It's so simple. The lens is so easy to work with. So you save the time in that regard. So an hour would cut in a new system and also cut their own existing hair to help blend it in.
Oh, that's awesome. So all you guys that are watching that might not be good hair transplant candidates, who can't afford a hair transplant all in one go, I mean, this is an awesome option. I wish that I would have considered having a hair system, to be honest, even if I decided to then get a hair transplant, which I did and I'm really happy with. I just think, I don't know, for me personally, as much as it's cool to have your own hair, I just appreciate the look of hair. That's what I love, having hair, because I love looking younger. I love having the opportunities that having the look of hair provides me within the entertainment industry, being able to audition for roles that you need a guy that has hair to play. So I think hair systems are an awesome option, and I've seen a couple of them today, and I'm amazed at how good they look. So
thank you.
It's something for you definitely to consider. This is Hair Systems in 2019. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.